So let us look at number 7 here. We want to write down the equation of an altitude from point I. Now, when you see the word altitude, we are looking for perpendicular line segment. So then here we have to look at the slope formula, and it has to be negative reciprocal. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to try to plot those 3 points and try to draw a triangle and go from there. Now here we have 1, 1, that's I, and 3, negative 2, that's S, and then 7, 5. A. Now, so here we get a triangle that goes from here to here. Now, as you can see, what I'm looking for is altitude from I. That means I need to figure out the slope of the other side. Find the slope of the other side, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to try to find the slope of the negative reciprocal. So here, let's try to look at it. Slope of AB, or AS, rather, between these 2 points is 5 minus negative 2 over 7 minus 3. Then here we end up getting 7 over 4. Now, since this is 7 over 4, slope of the line that's perpendicular, which we're going to draw about. So if I had to draw that line, it would have been something like this. That would have been altitude, I guess. Now, then slope of that altitude would be negative reciprocal of this, so negative 4 over 7. Now, then, what will be the other point that which we'll be using? Yes, the point that we'll be using is the point I, which is 1, 1. So we have the point, we have the slope, we should be able to find the equation of the line. And it becomes y minus 1 from here, slope, which is negative 4 over 7 times x minus 1. That's it. That's all we have to do. Let's look at number 8. Same idea. Altitude, that means we're gonna be looking at the slope of the other line segment that's away from C. So then here A is equal to 2, 1, and B is 6, negative 2, and C is 2, 6. Now, so if I have to draw the line segment, now I want to draw the altitude from C. That means I need to find the slope of the other line segment, which is AB. Now, then let's try to do that. Slope between AB would have been y2, which is negative 2, minus y1, which is equal to 1, over 6 minus 2. Then we end up getting negative 3 over 4. So the slope that's perpendicular to that would have been positive, because negation of negative becomes positive, 4 over 3. And which point are we going to use? Yes, we're going to be using point C, because that's where the altitude is coming from. Now then we get y minus 6 over here, and slope 4 over 3 times x minus 2 from this point. And that becomes the equation of the altitude. Alright, let us look at number 9. Now we want to look at the median. In order for you to do the median, we need the midpoint. Midpoint of the opposite side. So here, let's look at it. All right. So 2 comma 1 was 8. 6 comma negative 2. And C was 2 comma 6. This is the same picture as last time. Now, what we're going to do is median. So that means, you see median from A, that means I need to find the midpoint of the other side right over here, between B and C. So let's try to look at it, B and C. So midpoint between B and C must be this way, 2 plus 6 divided by 2. So add up the x values, add up the y values, negative 2, and then 1. I mean, negative 2 and then 6. I'm just going to write that, 6 plus negative 2 divided by 2. So then here we end up getting 4 for x value, and then for the y value we get 2. So 4 comma 2. There it goes, that's the midpoint. Then we're going to find out the slope of the where the median is drawn from to the midpoint. The slope is what? 2 minus 1 or 4 minus 2. Here we get 1 over 2. And we're going to use the slope as it is because they didn't say anything about the altitude or perpendicular line. And then point-wise, we can use either point. Why don't I just use a point A? Because that's where the median is coming from. So we have y minus 1, which is equal to slope 1/2, and then x minus 2. And there it is, our answer. Let's look at the next question, number 10. So same idea. Then we want to first draw the axis. One comma 1 for I, and then 3 comma negative 2 for S, and 7 comma 5. Now, if you want to connect them, all right, that's what we have. Now, I'm looking for median from S. That means I need to find the midpoint between A and I. Let's try to do that first. Midpoint between A and I, so 1 plus 7 over 2, and then 1 plus 5 over 2. So we get 4 comma 3 as the midpoint. So 4 comma 3. There it goes. That's the M. So then we want to find out the slope between where the median is coming from to the midpoint. So MS. Then we get 3 minus negative 2. Then 4 minus 3. Here we get 5 over 1, which is equal to simply 5. Then we're going to use the point slope form starting from S. So we get y minus negative 2, which is equal to slope 5, which multiplied by x times 3, or x plus 3. Actually, it should be minus. Alright, then here we get y plus 2, which is equal to 5 times x minus 3. And that becomes our final answer. Alright, so that we've been looking at some medians. How about the next one? We want to find out the area of the triangle. So, here it goes once again. Alright, so the points are 1, 1, just like before, and then 3, negative 2, and 7, 5. Actually, 3, negative 2 has to be over here. Alright, now, so I'm going to connect those dots. How would you find the area of this triangle? You see, what we have to do is we need to surround that with another line segment, or we can call it boxing it around. Leftmost is right over here, so we can go down up to here, and then bottommost is around here, so, and rightmost is up to this point. Upper portion would have been that one. So basically what we are doing is from the box, minus 1, that's the first area. Let's call this one as the second area, and third area, then we'll be good. So what's the area of the box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total we have 6 times height is what? 3, 7. Minus first triangle always have 1/2 in the front of it. So here we get base is what? 2, 4, 6. 6 is the base. What's the height? 2, 4. 4 is the height. How about triangle 2? The base seems to be 2 units. So 1/2 times 2 units. Height seems to be 1, 2, 3. So then here we get 42 minus 12 minus 3. Then we get 27. Alright, that's our final answer. Number 12, we'll try to do the same. First, alright, here it goes. So 2, 1, and 6, negative 2, and 2, 6. And we're going to connect them with the line segment just like any other time. And we want to find out the area of this triangle. So how are we going to do it? Same way as before. So I'm going to draw the vertical line. Let's come down up to here. Horizontal line can only go up to as far as I have that. Okay. Alright, so here we have this can be my first area and this can be my second area. So from the box, we need to minus first one and second one. Let's look at it. Box basically means 4 by. 4 is the base. Height is what? 6, 8. Minus first one is what? 4 by 8. But we gotta have 1/2 in front of it. And then the last one, number 2 here, 4 by 1, 2, 3. So here what do we end up getting? 32, and then minus 16, and lastly minus 6. Then what's left here is equal to simply 10. 10 becomes our answer. Number 13. So we are doing something similar continually. So negative 2 comma 1, that's n. 0 comma negative 2, and 6 comma 2, oh that's a. H is 1 comma 5. So if I have to connect them with the line segment, alright, so how are we going to find the area of this quadrilateral? Same way as before. I'm going to try to draw a box around it. And this seems to the leftmost corner. Alright, and alright, so here it goes. To find the area inside, we're going to get the box minus first one, second one, third one, and then fourth one. So we need to find all 4 triangles. Here we get base is 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 by 2, 4, 7. Minus, first one is 3 by 4. And then second triangle, here's 3 by 5. Number 3 here is what? 4 by 6. And then the lastly, so 1/2, 2 by 3. Then here we end up getting 56. And here minus 6. Here minus 7.5. Here we get minus 12 and minus 3. That's basically what we end up getting. So if you have to put everything together, 56 minus 6 minus 7.5 minus 12 minus 3. 27.5 becomes our answer. Let's look at the last question here. What's the area of the trapezoid? So here we go once again. So negative 3 comma 0. And B is negative 3 comma 4. C is 2 comma 4. D is 4 comma 0. Now, alright, so if I wanna draw the figure around it, it would have been something like this. Alright, so here So we're just going to get the area of the box minus one corner. Then I guess we are done. Box is 3, 7 by 4. Minus the triangle is 2 by 4. Divide whole thing by 2. So here we get these two cancels out. And 28 minus 4, which is equal to 24, becomes our answer. Alright, so we're going to stop here. And I believe that was the last question. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.